Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.
All right, we're live. Just a little later than usual. Sorry about that, bros. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
It was Ken's fault.
Yeah, it's definitely my fault. I'll take that. Appreciate it. No, let's just jump right into it, though. We're here with two awesome bros. We have Nick and David with us. I'll give them a chance to introduce themselves, and we'll jump right into the Ever Smart City project. So I guess we'll start with Nick, and then David, let us know, a little bit about yourselves. Let the audience know.
Excellent.
Hello, bro community. How are you guys doing? Oh man, it's good to be back here with Nathan and the man, the myth, the legend, the CEO of NFTs himself, the brawler from down the holla, Kenn Bosak. David and I have known each other for quite some time, back since high school and stuff like that. And he basically begged me to work on this project with him, and I said, maybe. And so he, just because of that charming smile and charming face, he won out. But also because of the project that we are doing together, it is going to be one that is going to be talked about for ages to come. And I've been in the IT business for 25 plus years now. You name it, I can put it together, make it all talk, make it sing. And if something goes wrong, then I always go ahead and blame somebody else. But that's pretty much the lowdown on me. So David, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away because this is your project and your baby.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. Man, where should I start? I guess relative to this conversation, I should probably mention, I was a professional musician coming out of college. Yeah, I got my degree in psychology, made the obvious decision to become a professional musician, and did that for about 10 years, and then got a major pivot, and got into web development and marketing, kind of started in the late 90s. So, witnessed the .com boom and started building a lot of websites and just kind of kept scaling up my business, and it ended up getting recruited to Department of Defense and Department of Defense contractors and getting into
Wow.
cybersecurity and cyber terrorism. Started working with, special forces units and that were focused on rescuing abducted children. It was really, quite an adventure, very, very stressful, but very rewarding in the sense that we were, I think we rescued about, 60 children,
Wow.
just with our team, and really kind of championing like the fight against human trafficking. I was really deep into that scene, but underneath all of that, that's where I also discovered Bitcoin. This was like 2012 or 13, and I was, spent a little time on the dark web just in my work, and I just saw it everywhere. And I just remember I had that similar feeling like the late 90s of the web, where I'm like, man, this is major shit right here. Like if this actually kind of grew outside the underbelly of the dark web and the internet and
Yeah.
started to get kind of regulated and everything, I'm like, this could be the future of money. So I went all the way down the rabbit hole back then. So much so where I ended up leaving that ecosystem to join the founding team at MusicCoin, which we were talking about before the show. So that was the first music app in the blockchain world. And that was built on Ethereum. We forked Ethereum, and we pioneered the whole pay per play model, which, allowed artists to upload their music and then
Respect.
get paid instantly once a listener clicked play. And now that is kind of, morphed into so many other things with other music applications. Obviously now we're in, the play to earn phase and everything. So yeah, even though it's the platform itself has kind of become forgotten, it was a really important wave of technology kind of looking back. But yeah,
What I like
that
to call those the unseen milestones.
Yeah.
You never notice them until you pass, and it's like going, oh Jesus, I remember that one project back in the blah blah blahs that were doing this, and really got it going. So
yeah, and then I started like when I was like working on Ethereum applications, and this was, I think, about mid 2017, and starting to kind of see bottlenecking issues, and we were kind of getting deep into the scalability planning for MusicCoin. I'm like, that was when EOS launched, and I just started kind of going down some different rabbit holes in the proof of stake methodology, and it just really attracted me, and I just started kind of migrating over to that ecosystem, and joined the team at Emanate in the founding stage. Helped them out a lot in the first year and a half or so, and I just kind of evangelized for them presently. But yeah, and then I've advised on a couple dozen other blockchain startups, really honing in on the economic model and the tokenization, and then obviously started putting the pieces together for Eversmart City with my co-founders Mark and Sophia. And it was really exciting to me because it's like, we can make a big difference here. It's a major change, and actually had an opportunity to design something that is a resource-backed economy, which I always wanted to do, because it's always a struggle to create a sustainable, token ecosystem when there's nothing really backing it, and now we have this ecosystem where we're generating natural resources with Eversmart City, and those technically like back the token economy, and we integrate NFTs for residents and also mint NFTs to allow the public to participate in the network. So it was really exciting to be able to kind of develop this. But
So this isn't just
I'll stop
metaverse
there.
based. This is real life, physical world based.
Yes.
This is, I think, going to be one of the keys to really building a metaverse. When we say metaverse now, I feel like it's like beta stages, it's not a metaverse. Like Decentraland's not a metaverse. Not until you can walk out of a door in Decentraland and walk into a door coming out of Sandbox or another,
Right.
world, a metaverse should be bridging all of these, and to bridge the real world with Decentraland and all these things is the metaverse. And it seems like ever smart cities looking at facilitating that bridge from reality to places like metaverse or Decentraland and Sandbox, really making a metaverse.
Absolutely. And we're actually meeting with Joe Com later today, and I bring his name up because he actually wrote an article, I think a couple months ago, about, I think it was maybe on Forbes or, I can't remember which platform, but it was a really great insight into just the word metaverse and how people are throwing out this buzzword in the wrong ways so many times.
Yeah, it's like
and
the Princess Diary. You use that
Yeah,
word, I don't think
right.
you know what it means.
Yeah, and it was just a beautiful kind of a summary of my own thoughts about it. And yeah, just like you said it, Ken. It's like there's a lot of virtual real estate games. There's a lot of gaming platforms that they're calling themselves the metaverse.
Yeah.
When there's already hundreds of other ones out there, and it's like, what warrants the metaverse? Like, even Sandbox being one of the biggest, that doesn't even warrant that phrase, right?
They're just open world platforms, really. It's like an open world with expansion packs.
Yeah, I used to work at Superworld, and one thing that I used to talk about a lot internally to team members is like, look, it's basically a race to see who can connect everything and be accepted as the metaverse. Because other than that, it won't matter. Everybody's just got their app and their website and everything, So it's like,
see, and that's where we're going to be just a little bit of a step ahead of everybody, because we're going a little bit beyond the metaverse. We're going into something that I've coined the omniverse. So you're going to have our metaverse, but our metaverse is going to be very closely linked with the IRL component. So let's go ahead and say we build a hydroponic farm. The hydroponic farm will be in real life, but you'll also be able to see it and interact with it within the metaverse itself. So there's going to be a direct one-to-one correlation. And with the metaverse that we're building here, we're going to be able to touch other metaverses through some of the projects that we're going to be building as well. So we're going to have a series of interconnected metaverses that will all have some sort of bridge to that IRL component, whether it be through a painting hanging in one of the galleries, or a show on TV, or it could be something as simple as, hey, look at this. This is a weed farm that is sponsored by Kenn Bosak or something like that. Something where we can go ahead and take a look, not only here, but there, and have it closely mirror it. That's why we call it the Omniverse, because it's going to have everything in there.
How do you plan on capturing that reality to transpire into that, metaverse version of that one-to-one reality?
Yeah, it's not going to be directly linear. So the minute I put a brick here, it's not going to be there. We're not at that stage right now, but it'll be very closely through the technology called digital twins. So
let me say a word on that. It's a really, really interesting, really powerful niche. I say little right now because I don't think it's realized by a lot of people yet. But so we're building, IRL smart cities. It's starting in Phoenix, Arizona, and then we're already meeting with teams in other states, and then we're going to go overseas and build in Africa. I know we're definitely doing something probably in Dubai and South America as well. But we're also greening and smarting existing real estate developments, even hotels and casinos and car manufacturers, hemp farms, anything you can think of that where, solar and green technology would make them more energy efficient. So the partnerships are really endless, and we're meeting with these companies every day. Now, in the midst of that stuff, the real estate developments, a lot of them already have a digital twin.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
The purpose of their twin, it's just a virtual representation of their of what they're building, just to give residents an idea of what it'll look like. And
yeah,
that's the end
virtual
of it.
tour walkthrough kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to walk it. You get to take 50-foot steps throughout of it.
Right. But it's like the framework for
Yeah.
like a virtual world if you just keep going with it.
Just
Yeah,
geolocating.
I've been waiting
Yeah.
for Google Earth to take that leap into where Google Earth, mapping gets to a point where I could just build a Grand Theft Auto video game that uses the real world like cities, because the capture is so in depth. You could just build a game off of what they've already got. And
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is,
and you keep pinning items over the existing map, essentially, right? Like an AR or VR or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very unique opportunity that, we've already started mapping out the architecture.
so where do the
for.
NFTs come
something-
into a smart city
Okay.
though? Like, where do you see NFTs playing a role in a smart city?
Yeah, sure. So this is exciting as well. Like it's been over 2 years, closer to 2.5 years since we started mapping out. The original plan was more of a traditional tokenization, but that was, the NFT boom was just starting, and we were, analyzing and tracking it every single day. I've been a participant in, hundreds of different launches and series and everything. And it made sense. It's like, wow, it's like, because we're going to have this unknown number of partners that are growing and expanding over time, it makes more sense to mint NFT series, because it gives us more freedom. So we can kind of mint a series that represents each partner and just kind of scale in that way as we grow, as opposed to being kind of handcuffed, which with a traditional tokenization where you mint your supply and then that's it. That's all you have to really work with.
Right.
So the way that this works, we decided early on, it's like, we don't want to build an economy in a bubble. That was a big thing with me. I think that's a mistake with so many projects. They build like a tokenization, but it's only really attractive to a small group of participants, and there's no way for the public to really get involved in it.
Right.
So
it's more exclusive.
every resident that lives in the cities who moves in, they will be gifted a resident NFT. Now, we're aligned with a nonprofit that is actually building a staking platform that's going to connect all these NFT series, and they're also minting the token that is earned from staking these NFTs. That's the only way that you'll be able to mine the token, is by staking the NFTs. So the resident NFTs will have the highest mining power because they're living in the cities. But the series we're launching on Friday is kind of the public participation of all of this. That's the opportunity for the public to be involved, and we're calling it the Founders Key. And they'll be able to stake all those NFTs as well. And the token that they're earning is backed again by the resources generated in Ever Smart City. So those resources, whatever's not used on site, to power the city, is the overabundance. The overabundance can be sold, right? So that creates revenue pools, and those pools can back the token. So that's kind of like the circular loop of the economy.
And the overabundance doesn't always have to be sold. We can use it to like power like a crypto farm, or we can use it to power,
Right.
Something else.
Yeah,
that would go ahead and
state-sponsored
generate-
projects.
Yeah.
Or city-sponsored projects.
Exactly. We can go ahead and do that to go ahead and bring more utility. So with this resource-backed economy, we now have gone ahead and taken a small opportunity and made it into a huge opportunity, just from the many branches that can come out of that thing. So the bigger that we can grow this, the more profitability that can possibly come to our people. Mind you, I'm not a financial expert or anything like that. Anything I say is just, complete speculation at this moment in time, but the concept stands that more is better. So
I was just curious, how would a 51% attack look in a smart city, and how would that be approached?
It's not possible.
Yeah.
And that was because we've shifted away, from just a traditional token minting to NFT series. It can't happen. I guess technically, like, someone can just go buy like as many of the NFTs as they can, and they'll just earn more of the tokens. But
Yeah,
the
the old
token,
Mr. Burns method.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but the token is
Excellent.
like the utility of the token is going to continue to expand over time because all of our partners, they have their own, you know, companies as well, and that introduces new utility. An example of that is like we're building like electric carports, you know, in the smart city, and those are attached to like solar devices, and one of them, I mean, we have it, bear with me because we have NDAs with a lot of these, you know, tech companies. I can only say so much, but one of them is like, they're like palm trees. They're like solar palm trees, and they kind of rotate with the sun.
Oh, dope.
And those are connected to the electric carports. And that's an example of like how you can use the token that you're earned from staking your NFTs is for like electric car credits, right? But that's one company of like maybe 50 that we'll have 5 years from now.
Right. I got to play
And-
around with some
yeah.
stuff like this in Canada. They have like I think it was like Calgary dollars or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting concept I got to play with. I was like, wow, they have like their own like city coupons or something. But
Right.
yeah, and I think there was another place that experimented with something like that too. But it would be cool to see this because, like you're saying, like stake the NFTs, and I'd be able to basically essentially go to the local coffee store in my city and get my coffee with what I got rewarded with staking overnight.
Right. Now it's
We'll
in
ever
River
see,
Smart
like-
City. Oh, I'm sorry, Nathan. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Do you think we'll ever see an opportunity for people to like essentially like whatever they're making or spending on their property or their taxes, like maybe they're making a good portion of that back by staking their stuff over time? Is that kind of
Absolutely.
the idea, to let things pay for themselves?
Yeah. So yeah, and I was just going to answer that actually is like the Eversmart City, it's commercial mix use kind of like work play type of blend. The first floor, so there's going to be 300 units in the Phoenix pilot city. 200 are for purchase, and then the first floor of all the units are actually businesses.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, so it's geared towards like entrepreneurial, you know, small business, because it saves them a lot of money.
Well, they
It's
live like
affordable
5 floors
housing.
above where they work most likely, and that's
Not
the
even
real-
5 floors.
Right.
Every unit is independent. The first floor is your business, the 2 floors above, that's their home, right?
Exactly how it should be.
So yeah, now everybody will be able to redeem like the tokens they're earning from the NFT staking in all those businesses on the first floor, and there'll be 200 of them. And that's just another form of the utility, right? So there's yeah, go ahead, Nick.
So
Don't
like a
forget that we're
economy can develop between businesses also using
Yes.
this token, I guess.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes, and don't forget, we're also one of the reasons why I'm behind this project, like I was behind with the Uplift and Yoshi Drops and all that, why came on with them, was because of the fact that we have community. We are taking that thing. We're taking that notion of community that's being built and cultivated here in Web3 through Telegram, Discord, and all that, and we're bringing it to the actual real meat space here. So let's say you need some eggs and you need some fish. I mean, not some fish, some like meat or something like that. Normally, what you do is you'd go ahead, and if you don't have it right there in the city, you got to go to Albertsons, or you got to go to Wawa's, or you got to go someplace to get it. Well, we're going to be partnering with local farms. We're going to be partnering with people that are raising cattle, and we're going to incentivize them to join with us. So this way, well, I mean, you can always still shop. It's your choice at the big chains. But wouldn't you rather have a nice thing of beef that you saw just grazing on the road about maybe 2 hours ago or 5 hours ago, however long it takes to butcher a bull or something like that? I mean, butcher a cow. I mean, that's as close to farmer's table you will ever get.
Yeah.
And it keeps everything within that community. And with the incentivization that you'll have, it'll incentivize people outside of the city. So it's not just, hey, this is a cool concept. Hey, this is a cool thing. We're bringing it all together for one big massive hug, because as you know, love is the answer.
Yep.
It is. And honestly, I've seen a lot of it. Like I work a lot with people in the sustainability movement. Like I work with like one of the founders on Earth Day on like a lot of stuff. And
Oh, awesome.
one thing that comes up constantly is they want new technology, but there's like not a large understanding of the technology. And then it's like people are already busy. Like they're expected to learn a new skill and a new tech on top of already trying to save the world.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to kind of incorporate. Have you seen like people as excited? Like I've seen people exuberant about like trying to incorporate NFTs, cryptocurrency, and just blockchain in general. Have you seen like a big acceptance or like a pushback with this stuff?
I've worked on a lot of startups, right? I've never seen anything close to this response. It's like literally 98% positive. You know, we've had, I don't know how many, I want maybe 300 meetings in the past, you know, couple of years with all types of companies, you know, like, you know, contractors that we're going to be using, aquaponics experts, you know, civil engineers, what else? I mean, the list goes on. And but relative to what you just said, Nathan, a lot of those are kind of nonprofits that have this beautiful mission, and they've been trying for years, some of them decades, to kind of like get this out into the world, but they're reliant on donations. Yeah. Like it's like if they get enough donations, they'll be a success, and very few even reach that. And their target is that wealthy investor that they tug his heartstrings, right? Because they don't have really strong pro formas or projections. They're just kind of, you know, trying to touch on people's you know, emotional side for them to be a success. Right now, I've seen so many of this, and it's like that's a big part of my excitement is we can work with a lot of these projects, but we have such a strong infrastructure with our company, our business, that, you know, is going to be generating so much money just by itself before we even get into NFTs and other things. And it allows us to kind of bring them into the fold, right? And bring attention to them and actually use their technology and partner with them. And we're going to be minting a lot of other NFT series throughout the years. We have a lot of partner. We're already, you know, scheduling for the fall for new projects right now. We're booked all the way through, and we're introducing a lot of new like security and media optimization technology with these NFTs that will honestly blow people away. It's like, it's serious cutting edge stuff. And we're working with global icons and like museums and like really, really big brands, fashion industry, music, all that stuff. Our creative team have won Oscars. Like these are media professionals that have been designing special effects for big budget Hollywood movies for 20, 30 years. And they've completely shifted their focus into the NFT world. And it makes sense. And one more thing I'll say on that, and talking with like our creative team, is what's so exciting to them is like they're just amazing guys, and they'll tell me about the process of working on a movie for 2 or 3 years, how long it takes just to do single shots and inject like creative storylines that they come up with in a day, and it might take 4 months to actually finish it. And the whole like bureaucracy in between, and the budgeting and all, and it just kills the spirit when it's like takes that long to do. With NFTs, like there's just like with the nature of blockchain, there's like no middleman, right? Like we want to build some cool media, 3D like interactive media that we're building. We could just push it out, right? We don't need to go through all these approvals from executive producers and all that crap. So yeah, they love that. And so
because those people usually strip all the goodness out of it.
I know, all the fun, man. And then by the time it's done, you're like, oh yeah, check
like,
that
you
out.
can't do this, you can't do this, and actually we have a suggestion on the title, and I don't like your color choice.
No.
And you're like, I don't like, how'd you get so intimately involved in the process? We just need you to approve this. And it's like more than just 501c3s. This is like every industry, you know, trying to find ways to connect and make an impact and use this technology. So it's cool.
So just to give all the techie bros out there a little bit of a nerd boner here. So you guys know how big an 8K resolution picture is, right? It is a couple hundred megs, you know, probably even pushing a gig. With the optimization that we have, you'll be able to get that same 8K type of clarity with a file that if I wanted to, I could email it to you guys.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's how good this compression is. And when it really gets fleshed out, you'll be able to take it, move it, groove it, and stuff like that. And you could probably see like the little missed indentation when a carver did a mistake on a particular piece of sculpture, or you can see a fingerprint that was left in the clay by
Wow.
a file size that small.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Where do you see like the first like applications for something like this?
Yeah.
Is it porn?
Movies, full-length feature film.
That's coming, Nathan.
Because
No
that's
doubt.
what
Yeah.
my friends in the film industry are like, I can't get my 3-hour movie. And I'm like, well, you will eventually, but yeah.
But to answer your question, Ken, it's going to probably be in short films and stuff like that. It's going to probably be in more of like, you know, the going to probably be more in like an interactive type of thing. Like the only thing I can think of right now is Pokemon. So you go ahead and you're
Okay.
running out and you grab a Pokemon, but because we can't use Pokemon because it's a trademark of Nintendo, we'll go ahead and use a Brokemon.
Brokemon,
And
yeah.
you know, yep. So you go out and you go out, and you see yourself, you know, with your ball, and you see there's the Brokemon over there, and you're like, oh, let me take a look at him. You can reach out, turn them around, and stuff like that. So that's, you know, it's going to be more of like an interactive type of movie.
Wow, I can see
first
Netflix
conception.
playing with stuff like this because after Bandersnatch and other things, they've done a lot of interactive. It's like, you know, 2-dimensional interacting, but
Right.
this could be like that next level of interacting more with the movie.
Yep. I mean, it's right now it's not there yet, but I mean that's where we see
Turning
all
a
this
movie
stuff
into
going.
a video game, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I'll have it done through the NFT.
Yep.
And
Pretty
we're
good with like Player One.
and we're talking about wax NFTs, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's that article. I don't know if you saved that, Ken. You said you were gonna
Yes.
pull it up.
Let me go ahead and
Sustainable
do the screen
gamification,
share.
that's kind of our ethos and our, you know, special position in terms of wax. But yeah, I mean, obviously for people who've heard about our project now, the choice for wax was a no-brainer. I mean, you know, the carbon neutral, it's a big part of the mission here. The scalability and just kind of all the freedom that you have on the chain. But yeah, I think we're going to inject a lot of new life kind of into the wax ecosystem and just the NFT world in general.
And we're also going to break out of that copycat methodology. You go ahead, you put out an NFT, it comes with 2 or 3 traits, and then you go on to the next NFT, it comes out with a trait, and then you come out with the next NFT, it comes out with 3 different traits. We're going to go ahead and kind of break that mold a little bit. You know, we may have some that follow that pattern, but it's not going to be the cookie cutters that you're seeing nowadays. It's going to have utility, number one. Number two, it's going to have sustainability. So normally a project, you know, of those calibers, they'll last maybe like about a year if they're lucky, 2 years, you know, unless you've got, you know, a good thing on your mind, like, you know, the Bored Apes or something like that. But a lot of these ones, you know, they're just here for like a year at the most. We're going to make that year, and we're going to probably turn it into at least 5 years.
Oh, that's
because,
just the beginning though, because if you scroll down towards the bottom, you know, and on this article, one of the key points that I was trying to get across here is in the bold print there, right? You're on it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The economy, now underneath it where it says Ever Smart City resource backed economy, it's not reliant on users, right? And that's a big shift that I want people to really kind of take it in and let it sink in terms of when they're analyzing a token economy, you know, not just with NFTs, with any digital asset, is the success in almost every case is reliant on a growing user base. And it's got to grow really large for there to be consistent liquidity every single day in the market. And if the application doesn't become number 1 or number 2 or 3 in the sector, they're going to struggle. And then it's the sustainability is gone, right? And yeah, so that's a big part of what's different here. It's like we just need to build the cities. We just need to keep partnering with the other companies that we are, existing real estate developments, keep building, keep growing the network, keep generating resources. More resources makes the token economy stronger and provides more power to the backing, and it just kind of keeps growing like that.
I love the Rube
yeah.
Goldberg machine image here.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you remember, Quigley said that in an interview, and when he said it, I'm like, you're exactly right, man. Like, it really is. There's a lot of just projects that are trying to hypnotize people with bells and whistles, and they're trying to mask a really weak model underneath, right? That's not sustainable. It's the truth. And I know people know this. It's just maybe not discussed as much because they don't wanna talk about it. They just want to kind of stay in the hype zone and
Yeah.
hope it eventually is going to grow someday, but very few actually really.
I feel like there should be at the end of this, instead of it turning on the light, it should be opening Schrödinger's box. That would describe most of these projects fairly well.
Yes.
Will there or won't there be an NFT?
Like,
Yeah.
they would have to first admit to themselves that they were fucked up before, because it's hard enough to admit something to yourself, then you have to tell the community. Right. So it's like that's a two-headed monster that a lot of these companies, I think, are dealing with.
Yeah. And y'all are saying the right words. The community.
Yeah.
A lot of these people that you see that are, with the weak stuff, they're doing it for themselves. They're like, how are we going to get rich? How are we going to make our money? Because of the fact that we have this resource-backed economy, we've already made our money. We're going to be doing well. But the question is, how do we make the community money? And how do we make our partners money? How do we take the goodness that we're getting and pass this along to the community? And that's one of the things that drives us the most. I mean, there's one thing I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to out Mr. Kenny for. I understand that Mr. Kenny did something really fantastic, and I want to say thank you for getting Wax listed on CoinKit.
He did.
It did.
Yep.
It did a thing.
Community move. It costs a little, but he was willing to do that for everybody else. I think it's a good example. Sure.
And I've known him the way that I've known him these past things. I'll bet you $5 he did this on his own, probably out of your own pocket as well, because you believe in this ecosystem as much as we believe in this ecosystem. And by we, I'm not talking about me and the ugly guy over here named David. I'm talking about we, the collection of people that I've known, and come across, people as valuable as you. So from the bottom of my heart, man, thanks for being incredibly awesome and doing something so fucking kick ass, like getting Wax on CoinKit. That's just going to bring that up, and that's going to go ahead and make everybody happy. So it's selfless acts like that make this community, that make Web3, that make this space possible for a project like Eversmart City.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that people are like, shit, things have been going wrong for so long. We got to fucking flip that script. And the way that we flip the script is with Web3 and innovators like David and Sophia and stuff like that, and clowns like me talking, and pulling at the heartstrings and stuff like that, and making sure that the community's around.
Yeah. 3 cheers for Bro.
Yeah, it goes to all the bros. Honestly, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. It was pretty damn expensive, but it was worth it because I see everybody having so much fun with Wax and CoinKit, and now you can even do NFTs with CoinKit that are on Wax. So it's just like so much more fun everyone's having. Brings me like it's so worth it, like just to see it being played with. But it really goes out to all the bros who, collect my NFTs. So just check out nftforsale.com if you want to pick up any of those NFTs. I look at it this way. The funds came from the community. I feel that responsibility of using it for the community. You know what I mean? And I see that happening locally too. A lot of small businesses that start to do well, they're like, damn, we should reinvest in a neighborhood. Maybe hire somebody to clean up the street, the whole street, not just out front of our store, stuff like that. So that's how I looked at it. My community supported me to a point to where now I can afford to support the community as a whole. And I feel like if we do that responsibly, we keep supporting individuals to points that they can now support groups. Those groups become self-supporting. Eventually everybody will be able to support themselves and their neighbor.
Yeah, even though
And-
it's manual, Ken, it's like it's almost like your own circular economy right there, where you're giving back, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's not automated, but that's part of the excitement is like just the bro brand. I mean, it's your life, right? You're doing exciting things every day, you're traveling around, and just it's cool,
good
man.
word and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You
And
need the lifestyle brand. Let's just face it. Stretch pants, water bottle. Let's do this.
Exactly.
It's just comfort.
Exactly.
Just be comfortable.
Yep. And in our own little way to basically honor all the stuff that you've done for the wax this entire year. When David and I were coming up with the different amount of the different NFTs that you can get through our Founders Key Pack, there just might possibly be a very small possibility that there's an homage to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kenn Bosak in there. You'll have to take a look and see, but
Yeah, we're
maybe
launching
one.
Friday, guys. Friday night at 8 p.m. And
Mhm.
this is these Founders Key. This is the start of the whole story. It's the start of the economy. And inside, when you open the pack, you see these NFTs, and there are attributes that are randomized, but they're solar panels and they're electric chargers and
Hey,
farmers
David, I've
markets.
got some of
Yeah.
the examples. Ken, would you mind if I shared my screen?
Oh, not at all. Let me go ahead and do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep. So then this way, David can talk about it with the actual picture, so they can see.
Beautiful.
So give me 1 second here. I believe
Beautiful.
it is on here. All right. Wrong screen, but that can be easily rectified. One moment.
Everything's so neat.
All right.
Oh, there we go. And you got the watermark
Mhm.
on it. Beautiful.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So-
so when
Oh.
when you open the pack, you see those banners. It's like we have wind turbines and solar panels and farmers market. Other ones have greenhouses and electric carports and
Shipping container buildings.
yes, we're using that plus modular home parts. And yeah, all those are kind of randomized as you're opening. And then there's 10,000 of these, right? So one single pack will get the golden key. And there's a golden key in the background. I don't know if you have the picture of that here. No. Oh, yeah, that's kind of like it's like an artistic version of what the real one looks like. But yeah, whoever gets that one, man, we want to change their life. That person. We want to like fly them out to events and do some like really, really crazy stuff for the person who catches that one.
Yeah.
but
The other
yeah.
thing that you got to remember is all the stuff here we just didn't pick because it's like, hey, it's green stuff. Ooh, let's ride that green train. It's because all this stuff is going to be in almost every one of our cities that we have.
Those are real elements, real attributes, and not just the IRL smart cities, but the virtual representation. And it's all going to be connected, and it's going to dictate the mining power of that NFT in terms of like which elements of the smart cities are, generating more power or more, resources than others.
Yeah.
So
So
it's,
this is going to have a specific mining power. This is going to have a specific mining power. This one is going to have a specific mining power. I mean, everything's lit up on there. So it could be one of the ones that we put up towards the top, or it could be one of the ones that we put up in the towards the bottom, or we could put it in the middle. One of the things one of the things that you'll learn dealing with us is that we love to screw around with y'all and we love to have fun. So any project that we're doing is not going to be a cookie cutter, oh great, you got the most, so yay, you got the most mining power. Woo. No. We could honor you or we could punish you.
Yeah, and I'm remembering it like
As
we
it
finally
should
got
be.
whitelisted on Atomic Hub. So excited finally. It took a while, and Nifty blocks and everything. But
Just
in
be
that
grateful you made it through.
Yeah. I know it was like a feat in and of itself. Like Nick and I were like in tears after like
I
4
believe
months of
it.
that stuff.
See, this used to
makes
be
it
this used to
valid,
be
though.
black right here.
Yeah,
This used to be black.
Atomic Hub is why, you lost all the color. I believe it. Shout out to Jonah, by the way, still doing his best. I love you guys.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Mhm.
great. We're
Oh
excited.
yeah,
to
they're
be there.
great. I'm just kidding.
but the communication back and forth with them was like, are you
Like
guys a
nothing.
game or what? Like, is it art or game? It's like, no, it's not a web application game per se, but like we said in the beginning of the show, like that is a metaverse, kind of what we're doing there, right? It's like we're connecting elements of the NFT to real world operations.
You should have hit him with that GIF or the meme. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
And their,
Oh, I wish,
their
yeah.
process is a joke. Like I
Yeah.
think every platform's process of verification is essentially a joke. Other than Nefty, I feel like Nefty's done a pretty good job.
Well, because
Yeah,
it's
they've been
community
awesome.
based. It's all community
Yeah.
oriented.
Yeah, they get it.
And
But,
I mean, the reason why Nefty is going to survive, and the reason why Nefty is going to be one of the ones that Atomic Hub really needs to watch out for, is because they listen to the community. They have their roots based in the community. Like somebody will be like, "Hey, can you put this on here?" Oh, that is possible. Hey, let's go ahead and put it in 2 revs from now. And it's
Yeah,
done.
but I don't want to bash Atomic Hub.
No.
No, not at
no,
all.
we're not.
But
They're
not
great.
at all. But my guess behind the scenes, they're probably getting,
It's a lot to do.
yeah, there's a lot to do, but they're more invasive. It's a more invasive process with Atomic Hub than it is with Nefty blocks.
Yeah, they go through like
I'm
a
a-
corporate
yeah.
filter as Nefty goes through a community filter. And
I
that's a
think
little bit of a
that-
thicker filter to go through on Atomic side when they look, because they're dealing with Street Fighter, Atari, and all this. I give that to them.
Right, but my guess, I'm speculating here. Maybe you guys tell me what you think, Ken, is it's partially based on the jurisdiction of the Atomic Hub company versus Nefty blocks. Like why one is more invasive than the other in terms of the whitelisting process.
Possibly.
One company needs way more information than the other. right?
I think it's also maybe employee based. There's like 5 people that work for Atomic. And like 3 of them have been there since the beginning. So it's there's not many people to handle the workflow that they're getting, as opposed to Nefty Blocks having a dozen plus team members, plus the community volunteering, and it's a lot of hands on deck on Nefty's side. I think,
Yeah.
and I've had Jonah on the show. We've covered this multiple times. The hiring process for Atomic is very scrupulous. It's not going to be easy to get employed there or keep employment there, because they have a standard that they hold to, and I respect the shit out of that. But it also makes hiring, as many people. I think they need 100 people on that
I
team at
know.
this point. Minimum.
Seriously.
Minimum.
A lot of marketplaces are in that position across the board, no matter
This
what.
could be a bubble problem, though. This could just be a bubble problem. Atomic was doing fucking phenomenal until the interest increase. Now that all of the NFT space, if you do Google search trending, it's falling off of a cliff, along with Meta and crypto as a whole. All of them are falling off that interest. I'm hoping that workflow will come down and they'll be able to balance out again. But I think we're seeing multiple platforms have that same problem. I think it's just like that bubble woes, like too much interest in too short of amount of time to handle that workflow intake. But I think once that balances out, once we find like a linear path, which I think this year will be that year of like, linear growth where we don't have to worry about too much in, too much out. We'll be able to see some stable
but the
growth.
bubble, like what's popping a lot in the bubble is the removal of the anonymous dev teams, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you feel about that? Like, is
I'm
like some
not
of
good with
is
that at all.
I think.
No,
You don't-
not at all.
though.
At all. No, because there's. I
Okay.
mean, that's a very first world mentality to have on this situation. The perspective is very privileged to be like, yeah, why not? No, not at all. Artists are one of the most endangered humans. Like if you look at history, the first thing governments do when they revolt is they damage art. They look what's happening in Ukraine. They're going after like historical landmarks and sculptures and museums and artists themselves, like the houses these artists grew. So I think doxing artists
Even
is
detrimental to ourselves.
is the beginning of like a really shitty ending. We need to protect our artists more than ever. They document history without bias. And we have journalists don't do that. Influencers don't do. Artists document history without bias, and they are scrutinized for it the most in any government. Look at China and North Korea. What's happening? Like doxing an artist in Ukraine right now could be the end of their fucking life tomorrow. And to think that might not happen here or there because we're safe now. I think I think that just a few bad eggs, whatever, it doesn't mean we should all know who Banksy is and his social security number.
No, I agree with that, bro. The double-edged sword though is like, what about the projects that have premeditated rug pulls?
Right.
It's like, how do you protect against those at the same time and also respect the artists that want to maintain their anonymity?
And then you have weird situations. Like I remember, like, I guess like Sushi Swap is like a weird one where they were like forked from like Uniswap like a long time ago, right? And like you had this anonymous person who like essentially gave it away, but also took like a ton of liquidity out in the process.
Yep.
So it's like that's a weird. It's sort of a win-win. I don't know, but it's a weird situation.
Bad guy doing good things.
Huh?
Bad guy doing good things.
Or maybe a little bit of both.
But yeah, I
Good,
think
bad,
the
bad
solution
things
to
too.
that is Darwinism. Dumb people
Strong
do dumb
desire.
things with their money, and the process of elimination will have smarter people doing smart things with their money after a while. And because everything it can be anonymous, but also on a ledger with synonymy, we would have artists over time build that reputation and communities of team members who have a virtual identity. We don't know who they are behind it, but that virtual identity has street cred. And on Twitter, street cred's worth more than your LinkedIn bio right now. Like I think Snoop Dogg is behind that. What's it, Medich or whatever. Yeah. So it's like before he even announced that, like he had more street cred than Snoop Dogg did. He actually had to announce who he was on the other account just to give him that cross pollination of street cred, right? So I think that it's just a time solution. We give these artists and this technology more time and less regulation.
Okay.
And he could have bought that Twitter account anyway. And just knowing that he's going to launch this big thing with like Death Row and all this stuff, and just be like, hey, 6 months ahead, like, why don't I just buy out this thing and just say it's me? And that way the NFT community likes me and I can sell out all my stuff easily. Like, we don't actually know if he's been here forever.
Well, this is why I like the concept of smart cities and NFTs and all this stuff. Is when you ask a cop to show his badge, it'll be on a blockchain. I don't have to worry about somebody playing cop on the street, or pretending to be a gynecologist when my wife makes an appointment. Like, I know you got that degree, like it's on the blockchain and non-transferable as well, Wax NFTs. We can make them non-transferable. So if you're in a smart city, ever smart city, and you're picking up trash in your neighborhood, and people give like NFT badges, like Boy Scouts get those badges, you'll be able to get them, and they won't be transferable. You've earned it.
That's
They're
correct.
Stuck on you.
Yeah, the resident NFTs are non-transferable. That's correct.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, so like playing with non-transferable NFTs in a smart city is going to be where I think people really start to open their eyes up to it. Like, yeah, secondary markets and making money, all that's cool and all, but I feel like the true utility, eye-opening moments with people seeing value in non-transferable NFTs. That's where we get real excitement from the mainstream about NFTs. It's not flipping them on an eBay-like website. It's going to be using it at your local gym and your bar and whatever else, because there's interoperability included with this utility.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Well, because we started late, I know we had to jump off. Are we doing a giveaway here?
Yeah, I have the link right here. I'm going to post in the chat. We have a free NFT Gleam giveaway. It will take you to a Gleam campaign. It will take you to a retweet. All you have to do is retweet the live stream there on Twitter. You'll be entered to win a Eversmart City NFT, one of their promo NFTs. So once I contact the winner, I'll just need your Wax wallet address, and I'll send it on over. All you got to do is click the link in the chat. I did post it on Twitter as well, I believe. If not, let me do that right now. No, I did not. So I'll post that on the tweet itself. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or DLive or Float or wherever you're watching me live right now, you can head on over to Twitter, and you can see that link right there on Twitter. Right under the live stream says free NFT, and there's a Gleam link right there. And I love Gleam for giveaways. Also, Pick All is another good one. That way you know I'm not playing favorites. Is there anything that you guys wanted to make sure we covered or went over before we wrap things up? Any topics?
Yeah, just want to go over, verbally here. So
Ooh, look at all that sweat. This got me so excited.
I'm sweaty too, don't worry. It's not just you. It got me.
Don't worry, I haven't showered in days, so we're good.
It's
Me too,
2022. That's normal.
There we go. But yeah, no, I just want to go over the drop. So March 11th, 8 o'clock p.m. I almost said a.m. Wow, 8 o'clock p.m. will be the initial drop for the whitelisters. So if you have a copy of the promo NFT and you are holding it within your wallet, you will be granted 1 hour early admission to the best show in the world. And then 9 o'clocks, or just a little bit thereafter, probably about 9:10 or something like that, in case we got to make some adjustments, will be the actual public drop of the Founders Key NFT. And it's will be on sale for $97, right?
Yep.
David?
On Nifty Blocks, which has been awesome. We've been working with them, kind of developing, like the randomized elements, because it was a little complicated, but they've been amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, the new UI and the new marketplace, it looks beautiful.
And
It's
the
really-
new
yeah.
staking abilities that they've got. I
Yep.
mean, it's a win-win. To quote M Blue, it's a win-win-win situation.
Yeah, it is.
So
Talking about
yeah.
Nifty this morning.
and so we've got that. It will run through the 18th. So you got 7 days to pick them up. So there's no excuse not to pick up 1, 2, 5, 10, 20,
50,
50,
550.
however many you can buy. The unboxing will happen the day after. So that'll be the 19th
Awesome.
at noon Eastern time. We will be doing 2 live shows. We will be doing one live show when the drop is actually starting at 8 o'clock, and we will be doing a live unboxing as well on that Saturday. So you all get your stuff, and if you're lucky, we may even invite a couple of y'all in with us to live unbox with us.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
At
cool.
EverSmart Labs on Twitter. Please follow us, so stay in the know just on all the times and dates and all that stuff.
Exactly. And we have added one of the best journalists around with us, the great, the lovable, the irrepressible Jennifer Barrett, otherwise known as J Bar. She is going to be helping us out as well. So guys, I have got to say, I was always interested in this community when David was talking to me all those 8 years ago, 9 years ago, maybe 10. And, I'm like, okay, this may grow, this may grow. Then I started seeing stuff. But one of the things that really got me hooked was you guys right here. The way you guys are, just how free you are, and just basically just how much fun I always have popping in there
Awesome.
from time to time and getting a good laugh and stuff, getting a good meme on and things. So thank you guys for bringing the energy to this space. It's part of that energy that got me really ingrained in this whole thing. It's part of that energy that brought the spirit of me back up. I've been crushed by corporate jobs for 20 something odd years.
Oh.
Now I'm free to be me, and now I'm free to be the person that I've always wanted to be, which is funny in my own right. But the guy here, there'll be a lot of people out there that are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, will you shut him up? No more bad jokes, no more
I'm
puns,
that guy
no more
too.
anything.
Like, yeah, he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants now. That's the point.
Yeah, but I'm actually now free to be me, so it's really good. And I like to take that freedom. I like to take that, think, because I've been where everybody is, and take that and just in every broadcast that I do, and in every joke that I make on Twitter and on Discord and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to make this place fun, and it's thanks to you guys paving the way for me to be able to do that. So I just want to say thanks again for being incredibly awesome. The man, the myth, the legend, the ultimate bros.
And thank you for being an awesome dude.
Yeah, thank you both for building what you're building with the EverSmart City. Bridging the metaverse with the real world. I feel like that's a real key component to the conversation of mass adoption. Again, the term metaverse has been thrown around so loosely. I don't think people have an idea of what the metaverse is actually going to be. So if you want an idea of it, it's EverSmart City and Decentraland having a baby. Okay, that's what it looks like. That's a real metaverse. So check out what they're doing over at eversmart.city. And I'm doing that NFT giveaway, so check out Twitter for that link as well. It's in the comments. And I just appreciate your time, guys. This was an awesome chat. Thank you both for dealing with the technical difficulties and starting late and everything. I know you have a chat with Joel coming up. I see Travis. Travis, shout out to Travis in the Telegram. He just sent me a text. I got to text him back after this. Everybody, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And as always, have a day.
Have a day. Love you.
Have a day.
Thank you.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak.